I want us to understand the anatomy of an HTML element. As you can see here from mozilla.org, this is developer.mozilla.org. I am on their website here. I want to explain using this diagram. This is an amazing diagram that they have drawn here, and this is a p tag. P in HTML is a paragraph. So when you are looking at any HTML element, we have two groups. First of all, they are the groups of HTML elements that need to be closed. So they have an opening tag, and then they have a closing tag, and then there are those that do not need to be closed. So they only have one tag, and that's it. We are going to be seeing that in detail. But most of the HTML elements that we are going to be using a lot are those that you will need to open and close. An example is this one. So when you have "my cat is very grumpy," this is a paragraph. So you open a p tag, then you enter your content at the middle, and then you make sure that you close. All right? So this is what is called the anatomy. So this is an element. The whole of this thing is an element. And then we have a tag. We have the content that goes within the tag, and then we have a closing tag. So the takeaway for you here is that for every tag that you will open, you will need to close it. Fortunately, most of the IDEs that you're going to be using, you're going to find that most of them are opening and closing by default. So you'll find that if, for instance, I have this closes for me by default. If I open a p tag here and then I do that, I just open and add something like let me enlarge this so that you can see what I am doing here. I have opened the angle bracket, then I have typed HTML, I've closed, and then another angle bracket and a slash. That one automatically closes the tag that is closest, the tag that needs to be closed there. So if you had maybe something like a p paragraph here, the one that we saw previously on the browser here, if you had a p here, you open this, and maybe you open another one like I. All right, you have p and you have I, so you opened p, you opened I. This one is when you want to have a paragraph, and maybe you want to have something like the text inside in italics. Here, if you open an angle bracket and add a slash, the IDE by default is going to know that the tag that I should be closing now is the I tag, and then when you open another and close, it's automatically going to close for you the p tag. So this is correct syntax for HTML, and then you can add your content at the middle of this. So that is what is referred to as the anatomy of HTML tag. You need to understand that for every tag that you open, you need to close. All right? So, and the closing and the opening should follow in the order that you open them, but this time in reverse. For instance, look, let me delete this again. I have a P, then I open an I. When I try to close, if it was following the order that we opened them without reversing it, then I needed to close the p tag first. But that's not how HTML works. If you have an I come later, you need to close I first, and then you close the p at the back. So you started with the p, you then went to I. When you are closing, you start with the I, then you go to p. Great. That's it. With I having said that, we are going to stop this one here, and we are going to be exploring and understanding more about this as we continue with the coding exercises. See you in the next one.